Hey folks, not trying to make a video on absolutely everything, but gee, it's so hard to walk past this one and not marvel at it. It's in full cry, as you can see. So what are we, late September, getting into late September. I'm just gonna try and pick my ruler up and put them on these pea flowers. They're absolutely huge. Yeah, 3 centimeters across. Just try here. It's a bit delicate. Yeah, maybe about 3 centimeters. Maybe if I go like that. Absolutely huge, these flowers. This is Gonfalobium, and this one's Latifolium, which has the biggest flowers out of the genus, I'm pretty sure, or must have one of the biggest flowers. I reckon if we had some sort of native pea competition, who had the biggest flowers, this might take the cake, although when you key it out, it keys out alongside Hugh Jellyi, which is more of an inland one, which has massive flowers as well. Just enormous. Gonfalobium, it's an Australian genus, and I'm going to put 2 plants in this one, Gonfalobium latifolium and grandiflorum, which is up the hill there, which I just photographed as well. But it's just so hard to walk past. When the flowers are in bud, the calyces are black, almost black. They've got this sort of dark blue, black colour. That's another ID feature for it. Just these dark blue, black calyces. When they open up, they've got 5 lobes, or 5 parts, 5 sepals there. And if I didn't say it in my Indigofera video, which has been up for a while, a pea flower, it's a typical, that dicot feature of having 5 parts. But it's highly modified, as you can see. The 5 petals, one of them has been modified into this big one here called the standard. And this is the run-of-the-mill common feature for all peas. That's a standard at the back. It's got a nice silky feel. And 2 of the petals are modified into what we call wings, or lateral wings, and they're the 2 here that I don't think I'm going to be able to pull them out. But yeah, that's one there that I'm just pulling out. So there's 2 wings. So they're petals 2 and 3, and then petals 4 and 5 are modified into this keel down the bottom, and it's a keel that's holding the sexual parts, the stamens and the 1 carpel. I think there's 10 stamens in all peas and 1 carpel. So the keel is always holding the sexual parts. That's where the bee has to go in to do the pollinating. So 5 petals, but you just got the standard, 2 wings and the keel down the bottom, which is a fusion of petals 4 and 5. There's a lot of European honeybees on this. I think I might be noticing what everyone's talking about. They're going to go into the back of the flower and rob it, maybe. They're sort of trying to get around the back. And that's what some ecologists worry about with these peas. But I think here we got pods developing. We got these really soft pods that are starting to cook. I won't squeeze them too much because they're very soft. So there's the pods. Gonfalobium, a lot of them, it might be all of them, they've got compound leaves, and they can be either trifoliate or pinnate, meaning they can have 5 to 7 leaflets, possibly more in some species, but latifolium's known for having the 3 leaflet leaf, trifoliolate, and latifolium, because it's broader than grandiflorum, these can get to about 6 mil wide, and they get up to about 5 centimeters long. So in latifolium, you get these sort of wider leaflets. I've just got another one here. Yeah, these ones I'm holding would be about maybe 4 mil wide, 3 mil to 4 mil. They get up to 6 mil and 5 centimeters long. So the leaflets are a bit longer and fatter than grandiflorum. The flowers are bigger, they're way bigger. I mean, I know I had my ruler there, but roughly I'd give these 4 centimeters across. So I think I've got a grandiflorum video coming after this one, and the flowers are sort of half the size. I said 3 centimeters across, but they might be about 2 maybe. But with the naked eye, geez, these look about, they look about 4. Yeah, I'm getting 4 centimeters on this one here. just huge, absolutely ginormous. When they're fully out, you might get about a 4, yeah, it keeps moving on me with the breeze. There's about a 4 centimetre measurement there when they're well and truly out, or close to. Just see massive. Beautiful yellow. The ones in Sydney are all yellow. Latifolium, it's got a broader range than grandiflorum, which is mainly a Sydney species. Latifolium goes up the coast into Queensland, up to around that Gympie area. It's through sort of as far west as Warwick, comes down the coast mainly. It's as far west as, I don't know, Blackheath maybe. That's sort of, what would we say, longitude. And comes down through the Southern Highlands, and then it goes into Victoria. It's scattered down the New South Wales coast, goes into Victoria, where it sort of goes to the Melbourne area almost, or that Traralgon area on the south coast. It's sort of in the east of Victoria. Doesn't really go further afield than that. It would be an absolutely stunning garden plant, but I rarely see it in cultivation. If people know about it in cultivation, drop a comment. I've rarely seen it in cultivation. Gonfalobiums, I don't know if they're hard to grow, but if you could have that in the garden, my goodness, you'd be so absolutely cheering. I think they're long-lived. I don't think, I'm not sure if they've got a short lifespan. They come up readily after fire. And this one's just a picture. It is so beautiful, just amazing. I think the websites say 1 metre tall, but this one's easily 2, I'd give it 2. This one's easily 2 metres, and it's about 3 metres across. And it would have to have about 500 flowers on it. A lot of them are spent, a lot of pods coming on. Just remember the black calyces when they're ripening up, and a much bigger flower than grandiflorum. If they're not in flower, just go for the width of the leaflets. Greater than 1 mil, you're meant to be latifolium. Growing on sandstone here, in Bargo State Conservation Area. Sorry, that's where I am. Bargo State Conservation Area, sort of just west of Buxton. It's a beautiful area in here, absolutely gorgeous. And in the same habitat is its sister species in the Sydney area. This is Gonfalobium grandiflorum. Also having a beautiful season on display today. It's the flowers aren't as big. They're just not quite as big, maybe half the size of what I'm seeing on the latifolium. And it's still got the alternate trifoliate leaves, but each leaflet is about 1 millimetre wide. They're only about 1 mil wide or so. Gonfalobium grandiflorum. It's a Sydney species, pretty much Newcastle, up into maybe just into the Hunter Valley a bit, to Lithgow, to sort of Bundanoon, and then down to Nowra and all through the Sydney area. That's the range. It's a very strongly associated Sydney species. I'm having a hard time doing a job of the leaves here. Let's see what I can do. There they are there. You can see they're about just 1 millimetre wide, each individual leaflet. And the leaflets might be about, let's say 3 centimetres long. But they're meant to be about 1 mil wide, maybe a little bit more than 1 mil, but they're very fine on grandiflorum. Yeah, they reported as 1 metre tall, but this one's bigger than that. This one's about 2 metres, or maybe 1.8. So always take plant heights with a pinch of salt, but you can see the beautiful flowers, just gorgeous. And they're both here. I haven't seen any latifolium just here, but the latifolium is about 1 kilometre down the road there. And here's the grandiflorum. So both beautiful shrubs. They should be grown in gardens a lot more. Really nice.